everyone, and welcome back to my channel. This is Nuta, the Crochet World, and if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please subscribe to my channel, like, share and comment on my videos. And today we're gonna do this beautiful pattern for a phone pouch, and I've made this pouch with the herringbone stitch, and I've used my 100% cotton yarn for this one, and I've used my 4.5 mm of the hook. Now for this particular pouch, this one is about 6.5 inch long. So if you have a phone screen of 6.1 or 6.4, it's gonna be all right. This size is gonna be all right, and it is about 3.5 inch wide. Now if you have a bigger phone and if you want a bigger pouch, I would recommend to add up some stitches. Now for this particular pattern, for this particular design, we don't need any multiplication, so you can have as many stitches as you want. I have taken my 70 stitches here, and I've made my 12 rows here. So if you want, you can expand your rows for 13, 14 or whatever size you want, and that's it. So let's begin. Okay, so now take your yarn and make a slip knot here like this. And now I'm gonna chain up 70 here, 70 plus 1. So in total I'm gonna chain up 71. And now the size I've been making is the regular size. If you have the biggest phone and if you wanna go ahead with more chains, you can go ahead with the more chains. But the size I've been making is perfect for every phone. So I don't think you're gonna need any more chains, but you can always measure up your phone, and you can chain up more than 70 if you want. Now I'm gonna make 71 chains here for my this regular pouch. So for that one, it's 1, 2, 3. So now here it is. I have my 70 chains, and I'm gonna chain up one more. So whatever number of stitches you want, just chain up according to that number plus 1. There is no multiplication here. So here I've made 71 chains, and now I'm going to turn my work, and now this is the back portion of my first chain. So this is the back bum of my first chain, and this is the back bum of my second chain, and I'm going to insert my hook into this stitch, my second chain. We'll grab my yarn and we'll make my single crochet here. So this is how we're going to start our this herringbone stitch. We are going to make our first single crochet here. And now I'm going to insert my hook into this second strain of my this first single crochet. So instead of putting my hook directly into my second chain, I will first insert my hook into this second strain of my this first single crochet. So second strain of yarn, just insert your hook into this second strain of yarn this way, and that's it. You're going to leave it like this, and now go to the second chain. Sorry, this is the third chain from your hook. So first chain we have skipped, we haven't worked on the first chain, and the second chain we have made our this first single crochet, and this is the second strain of yarn we have taken from our first single crochet. And insert your hook into this third chain like this, and grab your yarn and pull your yarn through only one loop like this, and you're gonna have 3 loops on your hook. Now yarn over and pull your yarn through all these 3 loops, and that's it. Now we are going to repeat this pattern until our next 70 stitches. For the next stitch, insert your hook into this last strain of yarn from your previous stitch like this, and go to the next chain. Insert your hook into this next chain, grab your yarn and pull your yarn through that first loop, and you're going to have 3 loops on your hook. Now yarn over and pull your yarn through your all 3 loops, and this is how we are going to form this Herringbone stitch. And this is the first row after this foundation chain. So this is our first row. So just insert your hook into that third strain of yarn from your previous stitch, and now insert your hook into this next chain, grab your yarn and pull your yarn through that chain, 1 loop only, and you're going to have 3 loops. Now yarn over and pull your yarn through all your 3 loops. Again, insert your hook into this last strain of yarn here from the previous stitch, and insert your hook into your next chain, the back portion of your next chain, and grab your yarn and pull your yarn through that chain, so only one loop. Now yarn over and pull your yarn through all your 3 loops, and now keep on doing this until your last chain, last stitch, and by the end of this row you're gonna have our 70 stitches, and I'm gonna meet you at the end here. And here it is after my round number or row number 1. I have my 70 stitches and it looks like this, and now I'm gonna start my row number 2. So for the row number 2, just chain up 1, and this chain 1 is not a stitch. Just turn your work like this, and now put your yarn, this working yarn, this way at the back. Insert your hook into your first stitch. This is your first stitch, and we are not going to work on this chain 1. This is our chain 1, and this is our first stitch. So insert your hook into your first stitch from the back. Now remember, we are not going to insert our hook like this, what we generally do. Just don't go there. Insert your hook from the back like this, and grab your yarn this way. So grab your yarn this way from the back. Now yarn over and pull your yarn through both the loops, and that's your first single crochet. Now for the second stitch, take this second strand of yarn from the back. Again, insert your hook into your next stitch from the back like this, and now grab your yarn and pull your yarn through or that stitch, and that's gonna be 3 loops on your hook like this. Now yarn over and pull your yarn through all 3 loops, and that's your second stitch. Now for the third stitch, again we're going to go to the third strand of yarn from our previous stitch from the back. Insert your hook into your next stitch from the back, and now grab your yarn like this, and now yarn over and pull your yarn through all your 3 loops like this. And now we keep on repeating it, so keep on repeating this pattern. So insert your hook into your third strand of yarn from your previous stitch. Now this is our previous stitch, so this is the third strand of yarn of our previous stitch from the back, and into the next stitch from the back your hook. Grab your yarn, and you're gonna have 3 loops. Now yarn over and pull your yarn through all 3 loops. Again, into the third strand of yarn from the previous stitch, and into the next stitch from the back. Grab your yarn, yarn over and pull your yarn through all your stitch, and that's it. So this is actually the front part, and we have started forming our herringbone stitch, and as we will go ahead with our rows, this pattern will form. So again, insert your hook into your third strand of yarn from the previous stitch from the back, and insert your hook into your next stitch from the back. Grab your yarn and pull your yarn like this. Now yarn over and pull your yarn through all your 3 loops, and that's it. And keep on doing this, and by the end of this row you're gonna have your 70 stitches, and I'm gonna meet you here at the end. And here it is after my row number 2. My work looks like this, and this is the back portion of the work. This is the front portion of the work. So this looks like this from the front. And now after finishing this row number 2, I'm going to start my row number 3, and I'm going to repeat my row number 1 for this row number 3, exactly the same. So chain up 1 and turn your work, and instead of inserting our hook into the chain, we are going to insert our hook into this stitches. So and this pattern is going to be the same. So this chain 1, we are not going to count this chain 1 as our stitch, and we're going to insert our hook into this first stitch just as normal, what we are doing for our single crochets. So grab your yarn and yarn over and pull your yarn through your both the loops, and that's your first single crochet. So that's going to be a normal single crochet. And now insert the second strain of yarn of your single crochet, the first single crochet, and insert your hook into your next stitch. Now grab your yarn, and you're going to have 3 loops. You now yarn over and pull your yarn through your 3 loops, and that's it. We're going to repeat this pattern now. So for the round number 3 or row number 3, we're going to repeat over this row number 1, just as what we have done in row number 1. Just instead of inserting our hook into our chains, we are going to insert our hook into this stitches. And now we are going to repeat this pattern. We're going to repeat over this row number 1 and row number 2 until row number 12. So keep on doing this, and keep on building up your pattern. And I'm going to meet you after my row number 12. 1, 2, 12. And here it is after my row number 12. My work looks like this, and this is the front part of my herringbone stitch, my work, and this is the back portion of my work. And now after my this 12th row, I'm gonna chain up 1 here. I'm gonna turn my work, so this is the back portion of my work, and I'm gonna chain up 1 here, and will insert my hook into this way on this side. Now remember, these are the rows we have. We don't have stitches here. So here each row we are going to have 1 single crochet. So now this chain 1 will count as our first single crochet, and I'm going to insert my hook into my this row, and I'm going to make 1 more single crochet. So that's my second single crochet. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and my last single crochet, my 12th single crochet, and this will look like this from here. And remember, we are only going to do it on one side, and now we're going to cut our yarn. And secure your this last stitch. This will look like this, and now we are going to go to the second side as well. So as for the first side, we have made over this 12 single crochets. We're going to make 12 single crochets here as well on this side, and we're going to make a loop here. So for that one, just insert your hook into your this first stitch and grab your yarn. Just grab your yarn, make chain 1, and now this chain 1 will count as our first single crochet, and we're going to make another 5 single crochets here. So it's 1, and each row we're going to make 1 single crochet. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So after my 6th single crochet, I'm going to chain up 10 here. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And now I'm going to insert my hook into my the 6th stitch, and we'll grab my yarn and we'll make my slip stitch here. And now another 6 single crochets on this side. So it's already we have made our 6 single crochets, so that's going to be our 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and our 12th single crochet. Like this. And now we're going to cut our yarn, and we're going to make this secure your last stitch, and we're going to make this loose ends in. And here it is. It looks like this. And now we're going to attach these two parts here like this. And from here we can insert our hook into this first stitch on both the sides. So this is the first stitches of both the sides, and I'm going to insert my hook like this, and I'm going to take my second color of yarn, which is my white color, and attach this white color. Like this. And now we're going to chain up one here, chain one, and now we are going to make another 150 chains here. So it's 1, 2, 3, and keep on doing your 150 chains. Now remember, if you want to make a longer strip, you can make a longer strip, so you can always add up your chains. I'm going to make 150 chains here for my strip. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and now I'm going to attach this chains to my first stitches. So we're going to take the first stitches from both the sides like this, and now grab your yarn and pull your yarn through all your loops, so from both the sides, and make a slip stitch here like this. And now chain one and insert your hook into your next stitch from both the sides like this. Grab your yarn, make a slip stitch, and chain one. And now we keep repeating over this pattern. So insert your hook into your next stitches from both the sides, take both the loops, and grab your yarn and make a slip stitch and chain one. So keep on doing one slip stitch and then chain one slip stitch and one chain one, and by the end of this round you're gonna have your 35 stitches. So 35 slip stitches plus 35 this chain one, and I'm gonna meet you at the end here. And here it is. I have my 34 stitches, and I'm gonna make my last stitch. Now the last stitch, I'm gonna have my last stitch here. So I'll just insert my hook into this last stitch, grab my yarn, will make a slip stitch and then chain one. And now I'm going to turn my work. So just turn your work and insert your hook into this stitch. Now we're going to count the rows here. Remember what we have done here while doing this single crochets. We have counted our rows. So just like that, we're going to count our rows here. So here we're going to have our 12 stitches plus 12 slip stitches plus 12 chain one. So it's 1, 2, 3, like this. And now we can insert our hook into this last stitch, chain one. And now here again we're going to have our 35 slip stitches and 35 chain one. So keep on doing your pattern, keep on repeating your pattern on this side as well, and we're going to make our design on this strip as well. So just keep on doing this, and I'm going to meet you here. And here it is all done. And now for this chain, 150 chain, we're going to make one slip stitch into each chain. So insert your hook into this first chain like this, and grab your yarn, make a slip stitch on your chain, and then chain 1. Again, into the next chain, insert your hook, grab your yarn, make a slip stitch and chain 1. And keep on doing this, keep on repeating our pattern, and I'm gonna meet you after this chain. So you, by the end of this chains, you're gonna have your 150 slip stitches and 150 this chain once. So keep on repeating your pattern, and I'm gonna meet you here. And here it is, I made my last stitch, and now I'm gonna cut my yarn and will secure my this last stitch. And now I'm gonna insert my this loose ends, and here I'm gonna use my this white button. Now you can use any button you want, so I'm gonna use this one, and I'm gonna attach this, and I'm gonna meet you after that. And here it is all done, it is all ready. And I hope you have liked my today's tutorial. If you have liked, please like, share and comment on my videos, and please subscribe to my channel, and I will see you into the next video. Till then, bye.